Hey guys, I'm Taufik, and in this video let us understand how to use Anaconda for Python. Now I'm going to start this video by giving you an intro of what Anaconda is and why you should be using it. We'll then see how to install Anaconda and how to use Anaconda. We'll then see how to create different virtual environments using Conda and also see how to connect to different virtual environments from Visual Studio Code. Now, if you're only interested in watching the installation and how to use Anaconda, then I'll leave a timestamp to each of the different sections in the description below, so you can only watch the sections that you're interested in. Again, before I can start, if you like this video, then please make sure to subscribe to the channel and give me a thumbs up. Thank you, and let's begin. When I started learning Python, I did not use Anaconda for a very long time, and the simplest reason for that was I just did not understand what is Anaconda. It was very confusing for me as a beginner to know why do we need to use Anaconda and what are the benefits of using Anaconda. It was only when I started building projects I realized the benefits of using Anaconda. So what is Anaconda? Anaconda is simply a Python distribution, meaning when you install Anaconda, it will not only install Python, but along with Python, it will also install a few other softwares as well, which are compatible with Python and very useful, especially if you are working in the field of data science. So when you install Anaconda, it will install Python, of course, but along with Python, it will also install a lot of other packages which are very useful and widely used in the field of data science. So you don't really have to install each of the data science packages one by one. Everything will be bundled together with Anaconda installation. Now, along with all of these additional packages, Anaconda will also comes with Conda. Conda is a package manager which is similar to pip. So Conda can be used to install any additional packages that you may need. Along with that, Conda can also be used to create virtual environments and manage virtual environments. So along with Conda and all of these additional packages, Anaconda also comes along with a few tools such as an IDE called Spider, and it also comes with Jupyter Notebook and a few other tools as well. So in general, Anaconda is simply a bundle package which comes along with Python and all the other tools and softwares that you would need to work with Python, especially in the field of data science. Now, if you're someone who is wondering that you don't really need to use all of these additional softwares, tools and packages, then of course you can just install Python as a standalone software and you would not have any issues. So it's not mandatory that you need Anaconda to work with Python. It's just that by using Anaconda, it makes it much more convenient to work with Python, especially in the field of data science. Now, one of the best use cases that I can think of using Anaconda is how easy it is and convenient it is to create virtual environments using Conda. Now, of course, we can create virtual environments without Conda as well by using the venv module in Python, but I think Conda is more convenient. So let's say you're working on two different projects where each of these projects require a different version of Python to be installed, and also you need a different version of a particular package to be installed in each of these projects. Then if you are not going to create virtual environments, then you basically would need either two different computers to work on each of these projects simultaneously, or you would need, let's say, creating multiple different users in the same computer to work on two different projects, since you need different versions of Python as well as different versions of a particular package. So to avoid this, the best solution would be to create virtual environments, and Conda makes it very easy to create and manage virtual environments. I hope this gave you some information about what Anaconda is and why we should be using it. Now let's see how to install it and let's try to use it. Okay, so before I can install Anaconda, there are a couple of things that I want to mention. That is, if you have installed Python already in your machine, then it is okay. You don't really need to uninstall it. For example, in my machine, I already have Python 3 installed. So I can check that by saying Python 3 -- version, and it will show me that Python 3.9.6 version is already installed on my machine. And now if I run the command Conda, you can see that Anaconda is currently not available. It's okay if you have Python already installed. You can still go ahead and install Anaconda, and then you will still be able to use the Python that comes along with your Anaconda installation. The second thing is, if I go to my Visual Studio Code, currently if I click on the Python interpreter at the bottom left here, you will see it will show me all the different versions of Python that are currently available in my machine. So once we install Anaconda, Visual Studio Code will then be able to recognize the Python versions that came along with Anaconda. Okay, so we'll see that in a bit. Now let's go ahead and install Anaconda. So to install Anaconda, I just need to go to my browser and type Anaconda, and you should see something like anaconda.com. Just go to anaconda.com, which is the official Anaconda website, and then go to products and click on individual edition. And here you would find a download link. Depending on your operating system, it would show the download link specific to your operating system. So just click on download and then click on save. And you can ignore this Anaconda nucleus. I'm just going to close that. So the download is complete. I'm just going to click on this file and I'll close my browser and I'm going to say allow, and then it's just a simple installation. So I'm just going to click continue, 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 agree. And then instead of installing Anaconda or for a particular user, I'm going to install it for my entire system, that is the Macintosh HD. And I'll just choose this and I'll click continue and I'll say install. And it will ask me for my password. So this might take a few minutes to complete. So we'll just wait for that. Okay, just click OK. Okay, so the installation is complete. Now, if you want to install PyCharm, you can just click on this link and you will have to install PyCharm separately. But I don't want to do that, so I'm just going to say continue. And you can see that installation is completed successfully. So I'm just going to close this and move this to bin. Now, in order to verify your installation, you can just go to terminal. And then you can already see that we have something like base, which basically is the default Anaconda environment. Now, if I type the command like conda, you can see that it shows us all the different commands that are available with conda. So this basically means that the Anaconda installation was successful. Now, when you install Anaconda, it also will install a graphical user interface that you can see here in your application section. So if I just click on that, Anaconda Navigator, this is where you would see all the different tools and software that came along with Anaconda. So we can see that we have Jupyter Notebook, Jupyter Lab, we have Spider, and you can also see that we have VS Code. Now this VS Code is showing up here because I already have VS Code installed on my machine prior to Anaconda. So that is why Anaconda is able to identify that. Now let's say if you did not have VS Code already installed, then you would basically not see this option. So this is basically all the different tools. And if I go to environments, you would see that all the different environments that you have created, the base environment is the default environment that comes along with Anaconda, and it also shows all the different packages that are available within this particular environment. If you create a different environment or a different virtual environment, then you would see that list here, and all the related packages, you would see it here. And also you have something like learning, where you would find documentations to different libraries which you can definitely read. So this is what basically Anaconda Navigator has. I'm not going to use it for now, so I'll just close this. Now back to my terminal, let me just clear this and let me run a command like conda list, and this will show me all the different packages that came along with Anaconda installation, and these packages are available in my base environment. Now if I wanted to identify the version of Python that was installed on this environment, then I can just run the command like python 3 -- version, and you would see that I have the Python version like 3.8.8. Okay, so let's say if I wanted to deactivate or move out of the Anaconda base environment, then I can just run the command like conda deactivate, and this would just move back to my original terminal without the Anaconda environment. Okay, and here if I run that same command, that is python 3 -- version, you would see I have Python 3.9.6. So this is the Python version that is without Anaconda. Of course, we are going to use Anaconda, so I'm just going to say conda activate base. So this is basically how you can go back to the Python base environment. Okay, now let's go back to Visual Studio Code and see how we can run programs by using the Anaconda Python environment. Okay, now if I click on the Python interpreter, you would see that I cannot see the list of Anaconda environment here. So what I basically need to do is I need to restart Visual Studio Code. So I closed it, and now I'm going to open it again. And let me open the same file. So I'll just go here, open folder, and I'll choose demo, and I have this file. If I click on the Python interpreter now you can see that Visual Studio Code is able to recognize that we have installed Anaconda, and Anaconda comes with this base environment, and it's already showing us an option here. So if I choose this option, that is the base conda environment, now this program will run on this particular conda environment, okay, and which uses the Python version as Python 3.8.8. So this is basically how we can change different environments. Now one thing I quickly want to show here is, so I'll go back to my older Python version, and here if I try to import a module like, let's say, pandas. Okay, so I did not have pandas that came along with my standalone Python installation, and if I try to run this, it's going to throw me an error saying that no module named pandas. Okay, but if I choose the conda base environment as my interpreter, and then if I try to run this program, this one works fine, and the reason is the Anaconda base environment not just installed Python, but it also installed a lot of other packages, and Pandas is one of them. So this is basically the difference. If you install standalone Python, it only installs Python and it hardly has any additional packages. But with Anaconda, there are a lot of packages that are pre-installed. So that is why we are able to import Pandas straight away using the Conda base environment. Now this is fine, but let's say if I was working on two different projects, let's say one project related to machine learning and another project related to data science, what I would generally do is I would create different virtual environment for each of my projects. So let's see how we can do that. So I'll just go back to my terminal. And here, in order to list down all the different environments available, I can just say conda env list. Currently, we only have one environment, that is a default base Anaconda environment, and that is what you see here. Now, in order to create a virtual environment, I can just run the command like conda create dash dash name and then provide a virtual environment name. So for my machine learning project, I'm just going to name the environment like ml-env, and I'm going to say that I need the Python version to be, let's say, 3.7. So I'll click yes. And this has basically created a virtual environment by the name ml-env. Now similarly, I'm going to create another virtual environment for my data science project. I'm going to call it like, say, conda create dash dash name, and I'll call it like ds-env, and the Python version I want here is, let's say, 3.9, and again I'll say yes. Okay, so we have created two virtual environments. Now let's try to work with these virtual environments, but before that, let me just see the list of all my environments. So currently I would have three environments. So base is the default environment. Then I created ds-env to perform my data science project, and I created ml-env. This is where I'll be doing my machine learning project. Okay, so if I go back to my Visual Studio Code now, and if I click on the interpreter, Visual Studio Code is not able to recognize this virtual environments that I just created. So again, you need to restart Visual Studio Code. So I'm just going to close it and open it again. And again, I'll just choose my program. And now if I click on the Python interpreter, you would see that it's showing me the list of the two new virtual environments that I just created, the ds-env and then the ml-env. So in order to clearly understand how to work with different virtual environments, let's say I'm going to click on the interpreter to be my ml-env environment. Currently, this environment does not have the module pandas. So if I click and run, it will throw me an error saying that no module named pandas. And that is because if I go back to my terminal, so the base environment had a list of so many packages, but when we created the virtual environments, it's not going to inherit all the packages from the base environment. So if you wanted a specific package, you still needed to install it in each of your virtual environments. So let's say for my machine learning project, I need a particular package, that is scikit-learn. I'm going to install it. So first we need to activate the machine learning environment. So I can do that by saying conda activate ml-env. And you can see that now from base, it has now changed to ml-env, meaning that we are currently activated on the machine learning environment, virtual environment. So here I'm going to install a package, let's say conda install, and the package name would be scikit-learn. I'm going to say yes. Okay, so it is done. So I have installed scikit-learn package in my machine learning environment because I need to use this package only in this particular project. Now let me go back to my data science environment. So I'll say conda activate ds-env. So let me just clear this. And here I want to create or install a package by the name, let's say cbon. So I'll say conda install cbon. So this cbon is generally used for data visualization, and I'm going to use this only for my data science project. So I'm just installing this particular package only under my ds-env virtual environment. Okay, so the package has been installed. Now let's see how we can work on different projects by using Visual Studio Code. But before anything, let me just restart VS Code. And I'm currently in my machine learning environment. You can see that you can choose whatever environment you want. So I'll just choose machine learning. And here I want to use the package that I just installed, that is sklearn. So now you can see that sklearn, if I run this program, it should basically work fine. Okay, so it's basically working fine. So I was able to import the sklearn. So the package, when you try to import, we call it like sklearn, but when I try to install, we say it like scikit-learn. So, but they both are the same. So let me just close this. And let's go back to my data science environment now, that is ds-env. And here if I try to import the sklearn, and if I try to run this, it's going to throw me an error saying that no module named sklearn. So what this means is I installed the sklearn or scikit-learn only in my machine learning environment. If I try to access that package from a different virtual environment, then I will not be able to do that. So this is basically how you can isolate different projects by having them worked upon using a specific virtual environment. Okay. Now let's say if I go back to my DSENV environment, and here instead of sklearn, if I try to import Seaborn, which is what I created, and if I try to run this program, it should basically work fine. And yes, it works fine. So this is basically how we can work with different virtual environments by just changing the interpreter to whatever environment you want Visual Studio Code to point to. Now, the last thing that I want to talk about is channels. So if I go back to my terminal, you can see I have currently 3 different environments. But let's say I was working on a new project, which is to analyze the YouTube data. So what I'm going to do is, first I'm going to create a virtual environment by the name, let's say conda create dash dash name. I'm going to call this like YouTube YTENV, and the Python version that I need to use here is, let's say, 3.9. Okay. So why I've created this environment or new virtual environment is I want to work on a new project where I want to extract data from YouTube. Now, in order to extract data from YouTube, I need to access an API, and also I need access to a particular package. So let me just clear this. And again, let me just see the ENV list. So in order to access the YouTube data, I need to install a package. So first thing I need to do is I need to go into my YouTube virtual environment. I can do that by saying conda activate YTENV. And from here, I need to install a package by the name, let's say conda install. And the package name is Google API Python-client. Okay. And now you can see that it's actually throwing me an error saying that package not found error. The following package are not available in the current channels. Now the problem is the package that I was trying to install is currently not recognized by Anaconda. When you try to install a package, Anaconda will look in the default channels, that is the channels that are mentioned here. Channels are simply a URL or a repository where Anaconda has basically stored all the different packages. So if a package is available in this channels or in this URL, then Anaconda will be able to install it. But if you try to install a package which is not present in this particular URL or in this channel, then Anaconda will not be able to install it. Now, to overcome this issue, what we can do is we can either install a particular package from a channel where it is present, or we can add a channel to the list of channels that are available in Anaconda, and that is what we are going to do now. Now, I already know that this particular package is present in a channel called Conda Forge. So I'm just going to add this channel Conda Forge into my list of channels in Anaconda, and then I'm going to try to install this package again. Okay. Now, before I can do that, let me show you a list of all the channels that are currently available. So I can just say conda config dash dash show, and then I can say channels. This will show all the different channels. Currently, by default, you would only have one channel by the name defaults. And to add a new channel, I'm just going to say conda config dash dash add, and I'll say channels, and then you need to provide the channel name. So I'm just going to use conda forge, and I'll just run it, and the channel has been added. Now if I run the show channels command, you can see that we have 2 different channels. Now along with this, I also want to show you another command. So let's say instead of show, if I just type get, what this will show me is it will show me the list of channels, and it also tells me the priority. So meaning that when I try to install a new package, it will first look for in the channel which has higher priority. So it will first look in the conda forge channel, and if that package is available in this conda forge channel, then it will install it from here. If it is not present here, then it will go in, look into the default channel and try to find that package there. Okay, so we have added our channel. Now what we will do is we'll try to install the package that is the Google API package. So I'm just going to say conda install. Okay, so the package was created. So now if I just go back to my Visual Studio Code and click on the interpreter, okay, I do not see this new YTENV environment here. So let me just restart VS Code. And I have my program here. So let me close the notification and let me change the environment to now the YouTube environment. And here I want to import the package that I just installed, which will be imported as Google API client. And you can see it works absolutely fine. So this is basically how we can install packages that may not be present in the default channel, and you will have to add your own channel, and then you will be able to still install it. I hope all of this was clear. You got an idea of how to work with different channels by just changing the interpreter in Visual Studio Code. And I believe whether you're using any other IDE, the process would almost be the same. You just need to change the interpreter to point to the particular Anaconda environment, and then you can just work on the project as usual. Thank you, and see you soon in the next one. Bye.